Hey guys, so welcome back, and today we've got something special. Today we're going to be drying, in the oven, since I don't have a way to can them or anything, but we're going to dry in the oven, first time ever, and we're going to fry some. So hopefully, if none of these are friable in a pan to eat now, I'll dry them all out on a baking sheet. So, pretty much, I've been looking for them for a couple of years now, and I finally found some. They are black morels. They're not white or, what's it called? Half something, half loose or something like that morels. But we're gonna open them up. Hopefully these didn't go bad, but I have a couple in here that will be good for drying, so I'm not too worried. I just picked them. What would it be? Just picked them 2 days ago, and they've been in a container like this. So, I've got a bowl of water here, got a little knife, got a paper towel, and I got a baking sheet. So, what we're gonna do is pull them out. They've already been washed once. Look at this thing. That is a black morel. Now, I kind of want to fry this one since it's so big. There's a cat that's come on the table. I'm gonna have to push her down. Go on. Go on, you can wait till after the video. But here it is. It's a nice big chunky morel. It was hard, like it was a little over expired, but since I had it in that pan of water now, it seems pretty moist, so I think it's friable now. So what we're gonna do is, I just dipped it in water. We're gonna cut it in half right now, and won't be too hard, so just cut it right down the middle. I have phone video of me getting this because I was at my friend's, but if you look on the inside, that is completely hollow. There are, false morels. This is 100% a black morel though, no doubt about it. So this one here, you can see in the center, there's no like fluff on the inside. It looks like cotton on the inside if it's a false morel, and it's very poisonous. So this one is eatable. It wasn't, but now that it was in water, it's moist. So this is going to be one I fry in a pan. So it is cut in half, and it's going to sit over here. What I'm going to go ahead and do is kind of dampen it off on this cloth. Just let it sit over here. So there's 2 pieces that'll be fried. That may be the only mushroom we can actually fry. The rest might be too dry. But we're going to open this baggie here, and I've got them wrapped up in a piece of paper towel. This might have ruined them, but nonetheless, I'll still be able to dry them and use them in soup and stuff. But no, they're all fine. So they actually stayed pretty well there. Yeah, there's a couple of worms in here that were in them, so we're gonna have to wash these off pretty good. But there's one. This one, the bottom skimmed past me. There's a couple that I accidentally pulled the bottom out, and the couple that I seen, I threw the spores back out, well, the bottoms. So hopefully it won't mess it up. But any piece that I have that is a tube, I'm gonna cut it in half and wash it out because there are worms that get in these. I think for now what I'm gonna do is just end up frying this big one right here, and I think that would be more enough for me to taste it. And the rest I'm gonna dry, and I'm gonna use in soup, like I said. So, yep, that's gonna have to dry. So, even if we just have that one, I'll be happy. That's more than enough mushroom. But pretty much just gotta wash all of these off. And see, like we have a top of one right here. I'm gonna cut it in half. There are these little worms that I kept finding on them, so that's really what I gotta look for. But just wash it out. And another thing I've seen about morels is you do not want to eat them without cooking them. So I don't know if there's a certain thing that they can carry or whatnot, but just going the safe route. So far we only have a couple. Well, we got 2 pieces that can be fried, but I kind of do want to have a nice stock of them in a jar dried so I can rehydrate them. And since we're gonna bake them in the oven, that should kill everything on them, and just have them dried. So I am so happy I was able to find these. Me and my friend found them, and my friend ended up keeping one of them at his house to fry, and he said it tastes pretty good. So I know they're highly valuable and everything, but I'm ready to go ahead and just This one I'll just rip in half. As long as, you know, I know it's morel that's in the jar, should be fine. And I know these will shrink up pretty good, so we're gonna go ahead and, here's one. This one had leaves on it, but I don't see any leaves on it now. It was like, you know, it grew into a pile of leaves, so. But I am so happy I was able to find them. And let me just wash this one out. I want to make sure it's completely worm-free. It's like these little grub worms, but there's a nice piece that just got cut in half. So, yeah, I'll be happy frying the one. I have a little tiny cast iron pan I just picked up from the flea market, and that should be perfect for frying that little one. I know it shrinks up quite a bit, so I'm expecting it. But I think having it in this towel flushed those worms out of them, so I shouldn't have such a hard time getting those worms out. But once I bake these, they'll be absolutely fine. You know, nothing will be wrong with them. So, hey, that one worm's alive. So he's just been chilling. I think since they were in a fridge for a good day, or 2 days now they've been in a fridge, probably just put him into like a shock mode. But as you can see, here's another one cut in half. You can see the black top on it. I was a little late to these. They were starting to go dry. But like this big one that we're going to eat in a minute, that one was actually really, really super dry. The top of it was. And ever since I put it in the paper towel, it actually, you know, it's way better now. It's moist. So, I will go back over these and, you know, dry them off in this cloth. But I think we're only going to fry the one piece so I can taste it. But I really, because a lot of them, they kind of fell apart. And they're all messed up. So I think it's better just have them in these chunks. And then put them in like a soup when I'm out in the woods. You know, I'll be able to keep these in a jar as long as I want. You know, they'll be nice and dry. So I'd also like to mention, these are breaking in half a lot easier than I expected. I thought they'd crumble. But they are really, really, really staying together. So if you guys are wondering and you don't watch the channel and you're wondering where I'm at, where I got these, I'm in Northwest Pennsylvania. That's where I am. So I don't know if you guys have found any morels or whatnot, but I posted a ton about finding these because I was excited. I know it's lucky to even like find one around this certain area. I know you can find a lot here in PA, but a lot of people are saying they haven't even found any yet, and it's already, the season's pretty much over. So let's go ahead and wash these out. I'm going to cut the camera off and finish doing what I'm doing here. And maybe there's going to be another piece that I can fry. But like I said, this is a big piece to fry, so I'm happy with that. But we're going to go ahead and finish these, and I'll get back with you guys. Okay, guys, so here's a little pan I got that I was talking about. It's an old one. It says 83A on it. And it's got like a hammered outside. It won't focus right. Hold up. There. You can see where it's hammered. And there's like little marks on it. So that's what we're going to use. I just put some butter in it, but we're going to have to put some in to fry the mushrooms in. So, pretty much, here's our pan. I've got 4 pieces that I'm going to actually fry, and the rest I'm going to bake in jar. So let me get some flour. Not going to need much, just a little bit. And yeah, I'm not too worried about making them perfect. You know, just a tad bit of flour here should do. You can set that there. And we'll go ahead and bread them. So to do it, I didn't even see how to do it. I'm just going to go ahead and do what I think. So I'm just going to go ahead and put flour on them. On the outsides. Not too much, just enough that it coats it. And I'm going to set them in the pan. That's all I'm going to do. It's probably the opposite of what you're supposed to do, but that's what I'm going to do. I feel that's what would be good with, you know, frying it in this butter. And since they do shrink up, I don't think it's worth, you know, coating them in a batter. So this should work. Hopefully it does. that in flour. And our last one right here. Dip it in flour. Stick it in the pan. So you can see we got them. They're very, very, very lightly breaded because you don't want to bread them too much like this. You won't taste them. And I'm going to put a little chunk of butter in the pan with them. Just a little chunk, not much. And we're going to go ahead and fry them like that. So I'll see you over there in a second. Okay guys, so alongside our ribs and beans here are the 4 pieces that I'm going to fry in my little cast iron. So we're going to turn it on. Never done this before. I didn't even know if that's what I was supposed to do, but let's do it. This goes up to 9 heat. I'm going to go to 6. Just because I know this cast iron goes nuts. So, see, like it's already going. I'm just going to use this knife that I used. I don't think there's a point in using something else to stir it around, but we can do this. Some butter around. I'm going to make sure it's really coated. I want to like burn these if that's even possible. I made sure there was no worms or anything like that hiding in here. I know they like Morels, but just kind of move them around, you know. These are going to be yummy, and it's nice that it's easy to ID the ones that are false. You know, the false Morels, like I said, they have a cotton-looking inside. So okay, guys. So Dad talked for a second there, but. Here are for Ryan. They kind of shrinked up quite a bit. Like the ones on the left, they're about half the size they were. But I'm noticing these ones aren't shrinking that much. So, okay, I did see a couple of videos about this. I didn't watch the breading part or anything, but I saw they said it starts turning like brown around the outside. So, I feel like flipping them now, actually. Yeah, because I can see what they're talking about. Start turning brown. Let's flip them like that. These are looking yummy. Look at them. It looks like pieces of bacon, doesn't it? Does that look like bacon to you guys? Looks just like bacon to me. So, they're cooking up real nice. I don't want them burning or anything, so keep an eye on them. But I'm going to finish these up because I'm going to have to get in front of you guys and everything second because they're starting to go cook really quick. But I'm just going to cook them until they seem good and then pull them off. Smells very good though. Okay guys, so here's the fried part of this video. You can see they're sitting there. But this is going to be my first time ever even trying one. So, hey, maybe I don't even like it. But, you know, like I said, I don't know. So, you can see, swap around. But here we go. Let's take a try. Got a little hair on here. Go, I got it. Let's try this part. That is really good, guys. The taste, it's got its own taste. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's like what? Here's a little kitten out here crying now. What? Okay, you guys are seeing this kitten real quick. What? So that's the noise maker. But for taste on the Morels, Okay, so the bottom, the bottom part where it's not black, it had, a good taste. It had like I'd say like a steak flavor, like a little bit like steak. And then the top was like a full-on steak is what it tastes like, and it was crunchy. I fried it perfectly, I think, because the top was really crunchy. But those are really good, and once I dry them and I put them in soups, that'll be very good. But that right there, I gotta save some so they can taste it, but that's good. The top's really crunchy, and the bottom, like I said, even the bottom's good. Like, it's very good. So I see why people like Morels, because I'm not too big of a mushroom person, but those, I can actually handle them. They're very good. So, ooh, I wish I didn't have to save any, but so that was a success. The frying part of them, they were very good. And like I said, that's my first time ever trying one, so very cool. The top and the bottom have their own level of flavor. So now we'll move on to the baked part, because I gotta eat dinner now. But I'm gonna have Mom and Dad try them, and hopefully they like them too. I'm just gonna go ahead and stick them in the oven. Hopefully, once again, this works. I'm just going random, So if it works, it works. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them in. Is it still on, Mom, the oven?
Yeah.
Okay.
350.
350. So I'm just gonna stick them in. That's all I'm gonna do. Stick them in, and I'm just gonna keep checking on them. They're not gonna take long, I tell you that. So, and once they do that, I'm gonna put them in the jar, and every day I'll shake them around, toss them, so they'll even dry in there. So I'm just gonna keep checking on them. Okay, guys. So I just pulled them out of the oven, and my plan for this is to, now that the water's off of them, cover them in tin foil, but have the tin foil up in the air above them, and set them up on top of the fridge so they can air dry. I think the best way to go is to air dry them. So now that a lot of the moisture's out, there's still some in there, but now that a lot's out, I'm gonna let them dry up on top of the fridge. So, yep, they're gonna be good. And the way I'll use these is if I take rice out in the woods, or pretty much anything that needs mushrooms, I can just put them in if it's a stew or something, and then I'll have, morels in it. So I'm gonna get some tin foil real quick. 1 second. And cover them up. We're only gonna need 1 tin foil sheet. Just gonna cover them up. Make sure, the tin foil is not flat down on them. And I'm gonna stick it on the fridge. And these shall dry. So hopefully I'll be able to update you with these. Okay, everybody, so sorry I don't have any footage for this part. I just have a picture up. But I thought I'd say real quick before the video ends that pretty much what you've seen, before I air dried them on the fridge, they shrunk to about 1/5 of that. But they're very dry, and it actually worked really well. So, like I said, to use those, the dried ones, I'll just put them in rice or soup or anything like that. Anything on the woods that I need to spice up a little bit. And once again, they were wild forageables, so I don't know, it's kind of cool having them. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm sorry that it's just a picture right now, but yeah, like I said, those were very, very good, and I'll definitely be hunting for them next year. So hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.